The Avengers Doomsday has been delayed, like a lot of people were thinking. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? I feel like the whole entire crew is going to be on the same page, but maybe I'm wrong. That and more on the show today. It is Kristian Harloff Show. It's Capes and Cows. Let's do it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the show. It's the Kristian Harloff Show, Cape and Cows. We've got to get that top left corner replaced. Who cares? It is me, Kristian Harloff, here today on the show, joined as always by Winston A. Marshal, Coy, Jandreau. The crew is back in town. Guys, what a story already. The Avengers Doomsday. Disney and Marvel have delayed Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Let's talk about what happened, how it's going to happen, what it's going to do, and why I think we're all going to agree our opinion on this matter. Following news that Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars have each been hit by 8-month delays, we have insight into what led to Disney and Marvel Studio down that road. So Josh Wilding writes, yesterday evening, we learned that Avengers Doomsday has been moved from May 1st, 2026 to December 18th, 2026. Avengers Secret Wars, meanwhile, will now open on December 17th, 2027, and was originally scheduled for May 7th, 2027. Most fans seem to agree this is for the best, so such a quick turnaround on both blockbusters likely won't do either any favors. Deadline has shared some insights into why Disney and Marvel Studios concluded that delaying Doomsday and Secret Wars was the right move, with insiders telling the trade that these two films are among the biggest ever made, and the delays simply allow more time to execute on a gargantuan vision. As for why the Avengers franchise is moving from its usual May slot to December, it's said that down to the success they've had in the holiday quarter with titles like Spider-Man No Way Home. There's certainly something to be said for making Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars holiday event movies, particularly as the Star Wars and Avatar franchises grossed billions worldwide over the holidays. Even Aquaman was a $1 billion hit when it splashed down in theaters in 2018. After the highs of Avengers Endgame and Spider-Man No Way Home, and Marvel Studios Phase 5 and 6 have delivered uneven projects like Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and Captain America Brave New World. It's apparent the studio has been struggling to recapture that Infinity War era magic, and quality takes time. An argument could be made that pushing these movies back signals confidence, not panic. If anything, Feige's saying we're not cutting corners, and if the Russos and Robert Downey Jr. can stick the landing, it could be the franchise's biggest comeback since the Iron Man kicked the MCU off in 2008. Okay, so this news comes in yesterday. Everybody was talking about it. We obviously knew this was going to be the main thing that we're all going to discuss, and I think that, as they say in this, and I feel like we're all going to be on the same page, Winston, this is for the best, right?
Yeah, I mean, I won't deny that there was something very special about Avengers just being like the May film. That was that has been like the tag, essentially, the April May. I want to say the first one started in April, and then they shifted to May, and that just became like a thing. So I'm saying there is a level of like disappointment there just for tradition, but the important part above everything else is that they get this right, and this is a very smart move. It's clear that you were not ready to get that done in a proper timeline. You were looking at exactly a year, and I don't think that that's enough. I think you want to make sure you get all the shots you need, any reshoots. You're dealing with God knows how many different people's schedules. You're then, yes, it's the Avengers, so there's a certain level of it will market itself, but you need to go on a massive marketing campaign. Like, there are so many things that need to get done. I would much rather you get it right than try and force, a C-level product on time.
Cool, you're on the same page?
100%. This is the best delay I've ever heard in my life. I'm of the mind you can only release a film once. I think that this is the most highly anticipated Avengers movie since, Endgame and all that was a 10-year build, but I feel like people have been clamoring for an Avengers film since Endgame. So there's a different kind of expectation of a part 1 and part 2 ending a giant phase versus like, okay, things have been a little rocky. Now this is us like, throwing all our weight at something again. I don't know if they've had stakes quite this high before, because Avengers Infinity War and Endgame were riding an incredible momentum, and they were amazing films that had positive momentum. Right now, they're playing as the underdog. So, I mean, they're still making tens of millions of dollars. They're still, you know, making these giant movies, but I don't feel like Marvel's been an underdog since the first phase. It really picked up steam quickly. So now an Avengers film has to be amazing because of where they're coming from. And I think that they should, you know, make sure this is all buttoned up. I love that it's going to have more time in post-production. I love that it's going to have more time in production. You also have to consider they're effectively making 2 movies at once because the next one even still is a year to the day since the last one. I'm just going. These words aren't worth it. But it's a year to the day from the last one. So that's going to be when they're in post-production. That means they have to shoot both of them almost like 80 or 90% or more together. So if they were trying to shoot in the next 9 months 2 movies and then do post-production on the second one over the year gap between the two, madness.
No, it's true. And I think that, you know, when you look at the decision, we're going to talk about 2 different things. One, Disney also did something where inside their own house, they're going to be like, we'll talk about that in a second. But actual moving of this is everything you guys are saying. You have a movie that you need to stick the landing, as they said in the article. You need it to be a tentpole, like, hey, we're back, we're doing our thing. The Avengers movies are something you guys look forward to, and we understand that. And yeah, December before 2015, which is still crazy to believe, before 2015, no movie had ever hit $100 million opening weekend. And Force Awakens was the first one to do it. Now there's been countless amount of movies that have done it. And there will be a countless amount of movies that do it again. And there have been movies that have made, obviously, with Force Awakens, other movies that have done $1 billion. Avatar is famous for being in December, right? So it makes sense that they would put that kind of quality in there because they just started now. And you got to give credit also to Snyder and Roca. People give them shit all the time on Hot Mic. They've been saying this was going to happen. And we all kind of thought it could happen because they just started, but they were pretty adamant that this is going to move. It's going to move. It's going to move. And it should have moved. It absolutely should have moved. It makes sense. It's going to move. Now, if I'm Warner Brothers, I get Dune the hell out of there. I move Dune right away. And I say, there's no world where we want, because there are certain movies Dune's not going to have the competing audiences with. This is not one of those. This movie is going to have your competing audience. You got to get it out of there. And it's not.
You don't want to see Doomsday?
I want to see Doomsday.
You're going to see Dune have a Doomsday if that happens. You can't, because it hurts. It will hurt Dune more if they're on at the same time than will hurt the Avengers. Yeah. It'll just chip a little bit off of the Avengers for Doom. But that's it. Dune needs to move, and it should move. Yeah. Now the other thing that what's going to have to move in the following year with Secret Wars is they have a Star Wars movie coming out the same day. They're not going to compete against their own. Right now, it's an untitled Star Wars movie. You'd assume it's the Sean Levy, it's Starfighter or whatever. That's got to move too.
Is that going to potentially take the Avengers slot in May then if you're downshifting everything?
You've got to then tell Sean Levy, say, hey, you've got it. Can you move things quick? Can you get that May date? Because maybe that does happen. Maybe you shift it up, because if not, you're going to have a Star Wars movie in 2020. So you're going to run into the same Star Wars problem you always run into. 2026, you get Mandalorian and Grogu, and then you won't have anything until 2028. And then you'll have to push, the Mangold movie again to 2029. And who knows whenever you're going to get these other movies. So I think that Winston, that would make sense if you can get it done. You have enough time now to do it. You move the Star Wars movie, because I'm looking, and Lord of the Rings is the other one. Warner Brothers has Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum, supposed to come out that day too. So it shifts, it moves, it makes problems for people. It makes problems, not for them, but it makes problems for other people.
I mean, it's one of those things though. You got to do what you got to do. You business is business, man. And I think the one thing that Disney still knows is that this
Starfighter. I'm sorry, Winston, to cut you off. Starfighter is actually coming out May 28th, but there's also another list of a Star Wars movie coming out, an untitled Star Wars movie. Maybe that was Mangold, and maybe that's why they decided to do it in the first place, because they said, hey, we don't even know if we're going to have a movie.
May 28th of 2027.
Yes, that's when Starfighter is supposed to come out. So they'll still have their Star Wars release. So maybe that date that they had in December, maybe that's why the decision was made. They said, hey, look,
we have this December Disney date.
We don't even know if we're going to have a movie then. Take that one and let Lord of the Rings move if they have to.
I don't know if I feel like if I'm going crazy. I thought there was also a random untitled Marvel date that was sitting on the calendar for a while. Is this not them potentially just using that now with this as like they just pushed it back and maybe that was the cushion? Like I agree with what you're saying. You don't want to undercut yourself. But as far as even that downshift, it sounds like it was almost always built in. And it might have even been, hey, we were saving shit for Blade anyway, so just whatever, just push it all back.
I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. What are you saying?
I thought we had mentioned that there was one more release on the calendar that was an untitled Marvel film. I thought that was sitting there.
That date though, and they just deleted that in the same suite. There was an untitled Disney and an untitled Marvel that both got pulled from the calendar altogether at this event.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah,
there's a Variety article that lists it. Sorry, Kristian.
Okay, yeah. So I'm looking at, if you look at, let's go to, so December 2026 right now, you have December 11th, you have Jumanji 3. December 18th is Avengers Doomsday. On the same day as Ice Age 6. And that will stay. But that's, again, Disney competing with itself again. So you've got Ice Age 6, Avengers Doomsday, an untitled Warner Brothers film. And then, they moved. It looks like they moved Dune already. So did Dune move?
Already?
Dune they got the news this morning. Said, do it.
This says Dune's coming out on December 25th now.
Oh, that makes sense.
So they moved it. I mean, okay. I mean, it's still gonna second week. You're still gonna lose some box office, but
where are you seeing that? Because the just opening Google, it
still has it listed. That this is a site that I've been checking for like 15 years. It's called The Numbers.
Okay.
But maybe it's not moved. But December 2027 currently they only have Avengers: Secret Wars, Lord of the Rings, Hunt for Gollum, untitled Star Wars movie, untitled Warner Brothers family sequel, whatever that is, and December 22nd untitled Illumination event film, untitled Warner Brothers event film, and then Bluey the movie whenever that's coming out.
Not Screen Rant putting out an article a couple hours ago saying it's not 2019. Should Dune 3 really fear a challenge from Avengers Doomsday? Damn.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's a bit hyperbolic, but a bold statement to get the clicks. But yeah.
And anybody who wrote that, if they really mean that, then they should find a new job.
The IGN writer that gave Penguin 5 stars. They're just finding new work.
You're not going to find a bigger Dune fan than me. And
yeah, I agree. Dune 2 is one of my favorite movies of all time, and you got to move that.
Look, if you said to me, what would you rather see, Dune or Avengers? I'm probably leaning towards Dune. Doesn't mean that I want you to put it up against Avengers because I want to get its ass kicked. It's like the first movie, Dune 1 didn't do gangbuster numbers. Now, granted, it was also in the same kind of period. The pandemic. And the second one did good. Didn't do major. It just has a lot.
715.
Did it do 715 overall? Okay,
714.6.
Right. What the last Avengers movie do?
Way more than that.
Yeah, I don't
about
care
2 billion something.
I don't care if it's 2019. It carries a name, and it's got Downey back. And there's excitement. There's excitement behind it, like there hasn't been in a Marvel movie in a very long time. So if you're Dune, you get the hell out of the way. If it's a week, it's a week. I still think you either move it earlier. Look, at one point, Dune was supposed to come out in like October.
Yeah.
Put it in October. Let it rule October if you're Warner Brothers.
Is there anything? Did we already talk November? Can it just bump up like a couple weeks?
If we're looking at for 2026, let me see what's coming out in November of 2026.
Because you could rule Thanksgiving. That would bring hella money.
November 2026, you have an untitled Marvel movie, which I think that's the one that you guys are talking about.
I think that's what I was talking about. Yeah,
right. An untitled Universal event film, whatever that is. Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping. And an untitled Disney animation, an untitled. Yeah, you could.
Dude, move that to November and then kick a Hunger Games' ass and just make that money.
Different audiences. So you're gonna have a young adult audience.
I get it. I guess just because there's a little bit of sci-fi in Hunger Games, I didn't know if it would eat a little bit. But I forget who does Hunger Games at Universal.
Lionsgate. Yeah,
it's Lionsgate. Okay.
Yeah.
And that cast is stacked, man. They just cast
it's
Culkin
huge.
in it.
Kieran Culkin,
looks awesome.
Yeah,
I like that last one.
I did too. It is, and right now that's all I hear about in my house from my 13-year-old is Hunger Games. That's all she talks about. So she just read that book. So she's been keeping up on the casting as much as I have for the show.
I think it's a multi-generational thing now because it's going to have the people that grew up with the original finding a second wind and the new generation finding it. So I think it's got a little crossover, but I think you could have a Hunger Dune.
Yeah, there's you can those don't need to, those can live simultaneously. But Dune and Doomsday, that's a mistake.
Get it, Dune. Move it.
All right. Well, then I ask you guys as we discuss this, what do you think? You think that, first of all, you think Dune should move, should stay, should they go after each other? But what do you think about the move in general? Is there anybody out there who thinks that they shouldn't move? That it means that it's a problem. That means that they're scared. It means that they don't have confidence in it. I don't find there's a lot of people saying that. I think more people are on the positive side, but who knows? Put your thoughts in there in the live chat. Put your thoughts in there in the replay, and put your thoughts in the Clips channel. We are very close to 10,000 subscribers on the Clips channel, which we've been growing. We've been getting, again, what it is for me, I think that a lot of times you guys, if you're not able to catch the show, you're like, oh, you know what? There's a couple segments. I wasn't able to catch the whole show today. So I just want to catch a couple of things that they talked about. Clips channel. Go to the Clips channel. Stop saying, where are the time codes? Just go to the Clips channel. All right. Before we move on, I forget, Winston, you're the gamer out of three of us. So do you ever use Turtle Beach?
I do.
Oh man, look at these new ones that I got. You're gonna like this a lot. So it's Turtle Beach time, and I'm excited to talk about them again. Man, that Stealth 700 headset that I got, the sound. I was playing the Indiana Jones game. The sound is just so, it's like, you guys know how I am with sound and movies in general. Playing this game and hearing every little bit of sound because the headset is just so incredible. It just does leaps and bounds better than previous ones that I've used. But it's funny when you're playing the game and you're so just taken in by all the sounds because the headset is so incredible. I was like, oh wait, I gotta pay attention to what's going on. I'm gonna get popped by one of these bad guys. And the other great thing about it's got an 80-hour battery life. I was like, oh, I gotta charge this thing. It's like, no, not yet. You got time. I mean, you could. You don't have to. And that's the worst when you're playing a game, you're doing something with the headset, and then just craps out, and you're like, oh, I gotta wait forever. It's great. The Stealth 700 has the industry's first ever cross-play dual wireless transmitter system. It means you can seamlessly switch between your consoles and the PC with just a click of a button. Gets even better. While being connected to your console, the Stealth 700 can connect with your phone for music streaming, taking calls at the same time. Listen to your favorite songs while gaming, all done with the Stealth 700. And it's not just amazing headsets that Turtle Beach has. They have every gaming accessory that you could ever want, and they're all high quality, and they're prices that don't break the bank. It's the most important. From flight and racing simulators to controllers, keyboards, and mice, Turtle Beach is the ultimate gaming cheat code. You got to head to turtlebeach.com. You got to use that code Kristian. 10% off your entire order. That is 10% off your order at turtlebeach.com. Use the promo code Kristian. You're going to purchase it like you did last time. They'll ask you where you heard about them. You got to tell them our show sent you. We did it. Get the ultimate immersed gaming experience with Turtle Beach today. Turtle Beach rules. Go in the description of the video. Get yourself that. Another great thing that I think is, so Dope Don Design said he wants to make some custom kicks for the crew.
Dude, that'd be sick.
Yeah, look, I need gym sneakers. I'll tell you that. I don't have any good gym sneakers.
You don't want to put the. I don't know if you want to put the customs on that. You're gonna f them up in the gym.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But I want to add some good ones. Would be nice.
Absolutely.
I guess just for figure out how to get in touch with Dope Don, Dope Dan, Dope Don or Dope Dan. I can't say. Is it Don or Dan? Don.
Oh, sure. Which side note? What's the goal before we get to the next story?
You can read my mind. I was about to go into just that. So yesterday, Michael Kalinowski had a good run by himself at 373.
You're fucking lying.
99.
I'm sorry. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but I was
99. And I also, he had a little bit of an unfair advantage at the end. At the end, he was still doing pretty well, but a little bit of unfair advantage. Maisie came in for her first appearance.
Oh, damn! That'll do it.
That was just the very end. But he was already doing pretty well for himself. So you guys got to beat 99, 17 already. 17. We are ending the show a little early today. I got some stuff for UFC fans out there. You guys and Coy will like this too. Matt Sarah we're recording an episode with Rashad Evans today.
Cool. That's exciting.
It's gonna be a good one.
In studio?
No, we're doing virtual, but with the brand new studio and everything we got kind of going on.
That'd be a scary hand to shake.
I know. It's funny. I saw them both fight on the same card. I'm not going to bring this up because they both lost on the card that I saw them on. I thought Matt Sarah actually won that fight. It was against Matt Hughes. But
I remember that fight. That's a great fight. But I love Hughes, but I think Sarah won that fight.
And Rashad lost the title that night to Machida. So I'm not going to bring that.
That was the same night?
Same night. It's
a great thing not to bring up.
No, I will not bring that one up. But unless he asks. But then I'm just going to hide into the corner. All right, so there's something that Comic Book Movie posted that I think is good for us to take a look at, and that's every Marvel and DC movie and TV show set that's going to be released in the second half of 2025. And we'll dive into a few of those because there's quite a few. We put on the Moon Knight reaction up today, by the way, the episodes 1 and 2 with myself and Sam. With
that was the one where you were saying something funny happened.
The ending, it's quite possibly the funniest ending out of any reaction ever. Winston, I almost want you to do a reaction to it.
A reaction to your reaction.
Yeah, for sure.
If you want to, I just so I don't have to copy your entire 30-minute video.
It's the very end. It's the outro.
Okay.
It's the outro.
All right, I'll do it.
Yeah, and then you just send it. You can send it to me, and we'll play it on the show next week. Okay. So we're nearly halfway through the year, but there are plenty of big Marvel and DC movies and TV shows still on the way. In this feature, we're bringing you up to speed with exactly on the horizon. Josh Wilding, a Comic Book Movie. We're nearing the halfway point of 2025. So now seems as good a time as any to remind you about the Marvel and DC projects still headed our way over the next 6 months. The year began with your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, which I still haven't seen that I hear good things about. A series that exceeded just about everyone's expectations. From there, we had the disappointing Captain America Brave New World, another misstep from Marvel Studios in a Multiverse Saga. Daredevil Born Again helped the franchise bounce back, as did Thunderbolts, a critical hit that struggled at the box office. It's been all quiet on the DC front, at least for now, and that's the remainder of 2025 is a bit of a mixed bag, especially as a few of these titles are from the MCU's quantity over quality era. Below, you can find, here we go, Ironheart, June 24th. And they say why we're excited. It feels like this series could go one way or the other. But if this really is where we meet Mephisto and the stage is set for Armor Wars, Ironheart might surprise us. Well, isn't Armor Wars canceled, they said?
I think that's one of those like in the ether releases.
Yeah. Set after the events of Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Ironheart pits technology against magic when Riri Williams, a young genius inventor determined to make her mark on the world, returns to her hometown of Chicago. Her unique take on building iron suits is brilliant, but in pursuit of her ambition, she finds herself wrapped up with the mysterious yet charming Parker Robbins, aka The Hood, played by Anthony Ramos. The series also stars Lyric Ross, Manny Montana, Matthew Elam, and Angie White. Shanika Hodge is head writer and executive producer. Episodes are directed by Sam Bailey and Angela Barnes. Okay, and after that is Superman, obviously. Why they're excited. Superman feels the return to this form the character so desperately needs, and while Gunn's movie looks a little overstuffed, all signs point it to be a strong start for the DCU. It's set to hit the big screen, and there'll probably be 87 more lawsuits before it comes out, to which none of them will be won. It is set to soar into theaters worldwide next summer in his signature James Gunn take on the original superhero, yada, yada, yada. We know who it stars. Fantastic Four is on July 25th. They're excited because it looks like it will finally be the one that gets the team right. Cast is good. Visuals are incredible, and the comic influences are clear to see. It's set in the 60s. They have to balance their roles, yada, yada, yada. Matt Shankman directing that one. Eyes of Wakanda is animated series, and we don't know how much about Eyes of Wakanda, so it's hard to judge. However, with the same level of authenticity as the Black Panther franchise, the rumblings will meet an Iron Fist. Count us in. Though Wakandan history, brave warriors have been tasked to travel the world retrieving dangerous vibranium artifacts. Eyes of Wakanda is their story. Peacemaker Season 2, which is in August. While we're excited, Peacemaker Season 1 was excellent. And despite the question we have about how Season 2 fits into the DCU, the first trailer left us eager to reunite with these DCEU characters. Peacemaker returns for its 8-episode season this summer and follows Chris Smith, Peacemaker, as he struggles to reconcile his past with newfound sense of purpose while continuing to kick righteous evildoer butt in his misguided quest for peace at any cost. Marvel Zombies, October 3rd. I'm just going to say this. I could give two shits about this series. So they say why they're excited. Assuming it's an improvement of What If Season 3, there's really no reason not to be excited. Told you I'm not excited about seeing Earth's Mightiest Heroes batting zombified versions of their fellow heroes. You guys can sell me on why I should be excited for that. I'm not even going to read the rest of it. I don't care. Wonder Man, and this is in December. Does this series feel like another unnecessary title for Marvel in some way? Sure, but that doesn't mean it won't be great. If it delivers a smart satire of Hollywood and does right by Simon Williams, this could be one of the studio's best yet. Yahya Abdul-Mateen too will play Wonder Man. Demetrius Gross has been cast as his brother, the classic Avengers villain, the Grim Reaper. Little has been revealed about Wonder Man, and Sir Ben Kingsley is reprising his roles from Iron Man 3 and Shang-Chi. Okay, so I think everybody has the same answer. You're looking at, you got to pick one thing that you want to see out of that list. I think everybody's picking Superman out of the three of us. After that, for me, it's probably I don't know, it's probably Peacemaker and then Fantastic Four for me. Would you say? What about yourself, Coy?
I think personally, it would be Superman, Peacemaker, Fantastic Four. I think professionally, it would be Superman, Fantastic Four, Peacemaker, just because TV doesn't do as well on my channel.
Yeah, if you're talking about that, I mean, if you're talking about it, but of course, but if you're talking about enjoyment,
I just know I need AdSense, and when I need AdSense, I need a big movie, and I look at my year and I go, am I enjoying movies or am I enjoying talking movies? But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for Peacemaker because of the trailer, because of like the impact it looks to have in the DCU. I think Fantastic Four, I've talked about it a lot. I really love half the cast, so I'm really curious about the other half. And like, that's more of a curiosity. I feel like I'm more comfortable saying Peacemaker, but I feel like Fantastic Four might surprise me. Like Fantastic Four has the biggest room for like, there's so many margins.
I hope
so I think that's either second or third. And then for me, it's Wonder Man. I'm really excited. I think Yahya Abdul-Mateen II is genius. Yeah. I love the studio. I love Curb Your Enthusiasm. I love Entourage. I love commentary. So I think this could be that. And then next would be Ironheart.
Oh, okay.
And then what was before? What else?
Eyes of Wakanda.
Eyes of Wakanda. So Ironheart, Eyes of Wakanda, Marvel Zombies.
Yeah, Marvel Zombies to me, like someone's like, "Well, what are you talking about? You were wrong about Transformers." I wasn't wrong about this at all. I haven't seen a trailer of it. I just don't want to see it. I don't care.
I don't want to give your animator a stroke, but other than Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and X-Men, I don't generally like Marvel animation. Like, What If I didn't connect to? And
I don't care.
I know it's for everyone.
Yeah, I just don't care. That's not the same thing. Stop that with the Transformers. I saw the trailer. I said this looks like the shits because it was a shitty trailer, and then they didn't represent the right movie. It wasn't wrong.
And the movie's amazing.
The movie's amazing. It's like they represented that, and I stand by. It wasn't wrong. The trailer was terrible. It was terrible. The movie was great. But the trailer itself was the farts. And this, and I haven't seen a trailer for Zombies. Even if it's a great trailer, it's probably going to be like Skeleton. I don't care about that. It doesn't, I'm watching it more now because of the connectivity, to be honest. And I don't care about this. Winston, do you care about this?
I mean, in What If, it was a fine episode of it. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. It was just fine. So right. The fact that somehow launched the episode that launched 1,000 ships, like man. I'm good. I don't need Marvel Zombies. I'll watch it, but I don't need it.
That's another one seems to be quantity over quality. What's the one that you so for you, Winston, if you're gonna put your top 5 in there?
Superman, Peacemaker, Ironheart, Fantastic Four, Eyes of Wakanda.
Yeah.
And then and then what were the last two? It was Marvel Zombies and what?
Let me see. If I go back
and Wonder Man.
For me, I'm probably gonna go
Wonder Man, and then not that I don't want Wonder Man. I just right now I'm in this I've always revered Ryan Coogler like crazy, and then just after what he did this year, you're telling me I'm getting 2 properties that he executive produced, then I'm gonna lean towards those harder than I will a lot of the other stuff.
I'm also worried because he's not directing it. So like for me, I'm gonna have Superman.
But he didn't direct Creed 2. I wouldn't know it wasn't as good as Creed 1, but it was still good.
Like fine. Yeah. Superman, but you had the same people in it though too. You had Michael B. Jordan coming back. So like you said, I think the difference between like you and I is that you responded to Riri. I did not. The character, to me, I'd much rather see Yahya and see what he's going to do as Wonder Man. So for me, like that story to me is way more intriguing than I don't necessarily need Ironheart. So I'm going to say for me, I would go 1 is Superman, 2 is Peacemaker, 3 is Fantastic Four, 4 is probably Wonder Man because I'm curious about it, and then 5 would be Eyes of Wakanda. After that, whatever. So the other thing we didn't really talk about is Peacemaker. I don't think we discussed that trailer when it came out. The trailer looked great, and I think there were probably. I hope they don't spend too much time in the multiverse because it seems like that's how they're gonna explain how the first season makes sense to the second one. But let's not spend that much time there.
I don't know how they're going to frame it, but I do like the idea of the kind of inversion of Marvel. Like everything in Marvel led to multiverse, and like this is like DC is launching out of the chaos of a multiverse because multiverses do feel chaotic. So I like that they're kind of embracing that to start.
Right.
I can see it just being an episode though, like just diving in from the beginning and then spitting us out.
You don't stay there. Just to explain that's what happened.
I have a strong feeling that the Peacemaker that we know is going to run, based off the trailer, is going to run into the Peacemaker of another universe. That Peacemaker is going to try and kill him. Our Peacemaker is going to kill him and be like, I guess I got to live here now. And then that's the end of the multiverse. Like the helmet will get damaged in the process. And then we live in the DCU, something like that.
Something like that. I don't know. So I'll ask you guys, out of the stuff that's coming out, what are you most excited for? Is it Superman? Is it Fantastic Four? Is it one of the other properties that we mentioned? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know what you think. We want to know whether it's in the live chat, whether it is on the replay, or of course, if it's on the Clips channel, head on over to that Clips channel. Let's try to get to 10K by today. Come on, there's enough of you guys watching that haven't subscribed to it. Shut me up today and get us to 10K. Luke or PLD, someone, if you would be so kind to put the link in the description, that'd be amazing. All right, moving on. So we got some other stuff. You got to say something, Winston?
I was just thinking, Coy, I'm curious what you think about this, man. And maybe there's been other clues in the trailers that I'm just not paying attention to. I just had a realization. What if Ultraman, especially if we're trying to get away from multiversal crap, what if Ultraman is actually Supergirl? And and maybe it's a situation where like Lex got a hold of her before, because we've seen that before where she lands in a particular place and she goes kind of aggro. So what if Lex somehow got a hold of her and so, the red herring here is that it's Ultraman, but it's actually Supergirl the whole time.
They had to shoot Taskmaster in the face. Because of that decision being made in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. I'm just curious, if we're trying to get away from multiversal stuff, then it sounds like you need a Kryptonian or something similar and it'd just be really quick to make a clone. And we know that she's in the movie. So it's just a thought that was running around in my head.
I think it gets so confusing when you do stuff like that. Because I'll be honest with it, Winston, it had nothing to do with the way you were explaining it, but halfway through it, I was like looking at the ceiling going.
Yeah, I was like, when Kristian cut to you and then me wide, I was like, somewhere Kristian's just having a vibe, having a time. So not to disparage your ideas, Winston, but I do think the audience would be like, I think we're good here. And like,
I totally get it. I'm wondering. The thought crossed my mind because I was like, you don't want to jump back into multiversal stuff,
right? So right. I think there'll be a clone element before there'll be a multiverse element.
Yeah, maybe.
Why are we already cloning?
You're saying with Peacemaker?
No, with Ultraman, with the villain in Superman that we've seen, the physically fighting. And I think Lex Luthor won't be like direct, but I think like Lex will try to make something that can take on Superman that might yield Ultraman.
Okay, fair enough. All right, moving on to this one. There's a rumor that the Russo brothers are now casting the MCU's new Ghost Rider for Avengers Doomsday. Again, giving them some more time now to do this, which makes a lot of sense, right? Maybe this is one of the reasons. They're still not done with everything. They still need to do some more stuff. And there's no reason to put it out in May if you're still not done with casting stuff. So here you go. Josh Wilding writing this one. Yesterday evening, the news broke that Marvel Studios has delayed Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Fans are understandably disappointed. I don't know how many people are disappointed, but it also gives the Russo brothers the time they need to hopefully make both movies as good as possible. In March, a lengthy video posted to YouTube and social media revealed who star in Avengers Doomsday. Many expected names were missing and were any new additions to the MCU. Kevin Feige later confirmed that the cast wasn't complete, news which doesn't come as a huge surprise. The MCU may be jam-packed, but there's still plenty of heroes we've yet to see on screen. Talking on the Hot Mic podcast, Jeff Schneider confirmed that Marvel Studios and the Russos are in the process of casting Ghost Rider for the next movie. I've heard this week that Marvel is casting the role of Ghost Rider. That's for Doomsday. I'm hearing that Ghost Rider is going to be in Doomsday. He's gone on to state that this is the MCU's Ghost Rider, not the return of Nicolas Cage as Johnny Blaze that he played in the late 2000s, early 2010s. The Spirit of Vengeance was previously rumored for Spider-Man Brand New Day, as the movie was set to open between Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. May have been the plan at one time or another. It's exciting that Earth's mightiest heroes might recruit Ghost Rider to help in the battle against Doctor Doom. And crazy to think they're only 18 months away from potentially seeing the Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Ghost Rider all on screen at the same time. Promoting The Fall Guy last year, Ryan Gosling was asked by Josh Horowitz about getting the seal of approval from Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige to play Ghost Rider if he's interested. This was a magical moment. I told Josh I would like to play Ghost Rider. He found Kevin Feige, corners him, does an interview with him. When he says, I would like this, all the lights go off. As for whether there has been any movement on that front, KG Gosling responded, I don't know. When his co-star Emily Blunt interjected and said she didn't expect him to sign up for a superhero project, the Academy Award nominee told her, I would love to. It'd be amazing. Come be in Ghost Rider. And that's that. Let's start with that portion of it, guys. Ryan Gosling is in the Disney family now. He's always been, but now he's in the major motion picture. He's going to be in Star Wars. Does he hop right over and do Marvel? I'll tell you why I think that he will, and I'll tell you why I think that he should. He is, by all definitions, a guy you see and go, that's a guy that should be in movies. And in a certain aspect, a movie star, but not a profitable movie star. His movies don't do, it's not one of these things like, oh, Ryan Gosling's in the movie, I go see it. Now, Ryan Gosling being in Star Wars, that's cool. I want to go see Ryan Gosling. He elevates it. Ryan Gosling is Ghost Rider. That elevates it. He elevates things, but he doesn't sell tickets on other movies. You know, like Fall Guy was a really good movie, and it ate dog shit. And a lot of different times, for some reason, his movies, he's going to into smaller ones. This is something that maybe in this point in his career, he needs to do. Do a Marvel movie and Star Wars at the same time. You're in Marvel, you're in Star Wars. Up your stature one more. Go get your bag cash and do what you got to do. And you elevate the movies in the process. So start with that, Coy. What do you think about Ryan Gosling potentially doing Ghost Rider?
I think it's interesting that my first thought was, I wonder if he was taking meetings with Disney and people assumed that was for Marvel and that turned out to be the Star Wars film, or if he's going to pull a Pedro Pascal and be everywhere and be all the things. I would personally, I see everything Ryan Gosling does. He's one of my favorite actors. I will show up, but I'm always shocked by that being apparently unique. Like I thought, like you just described, I consider him a movie star, but his box office doesn't reflect how much I love him. So short of Barbie and a few exceptions, the average Gosling movie doesn't have the weight that I give him. So I'd love to see him become a tentpole star through this. Fall Guy was my biggest. This should have been huge next to The Nice Guys. The Nice Guys is, I think, if I could greenlight any sequel ever, it'd be The Nice Guys 2. So the more I get of Gosling, the better. And the more that he could elevate the status of himself to maybe get more things like Nice Guys 2 and allow him to do more of the indies and things that I love, I'm all for it. Like the one for me, one for you, but on a Marvel scale.
Yeah, but it's the same thing, you know, even you said short of Barbie. It's not, it's kind of the same point that I was making. Gosling in an IP, like it wasn't Gosling that sold Barbie, right? It was Barbie. It was the way that Barbie was, it was a Barbie movie. And it's like, okay, is it good? And it's a good Barbie movie. And guess what? Ryan Gosling's in it. You know, it's the same. Hey, there's a Star Wars movie coming out. Oh, really? Yeah, it's about a starfighter. Really? Who's in it? Ryan Gosling. Oh, Star Wars movie with Ryan Gosling? Sure. Hey, they just cast the new Ghost Rider. Oh, who is it? It's Ryan Gosling. Oh, that's cool. That's kind of where he is, and he should and he should take these kind of roles. But Winston, off of the Gosling part of it, what do you think about Ghost Rider being in Doomsday if it indeed is the case? Too much?
No, not necessarily. And the truth is, just knowing Doom is that perfect blend of tech and magic, you're going to need more magic users to try and stop him. I don't necessarily think that is, you know, a bad way to go. And I think Ryan Gosling could potentially be very good. Like I'm thinking back to Drive, and if you're giving me even remotely some of the same vibes of Gosling there into the character, then I'm all here for it. I still stand by. I wish he would be announced as Sinister and not the rumor of Javier Bardem, but it is what it is. I whatever they put him in, he's gonna crush. That's what he does. But I agree with you. He elevates an IP. He rarely is able to make an IP become a thing. Like there's no world where he starts a Mission Impossible the way Tom Cruise did back in the day. You know what I mean? It's it's just not really a thing. He would I know that Mission Impossible technically was an IP from a TV show, but nobody was thinking about that.
Right. He was, well, so was Fall Guy. And so your point is valid. It's like so what Tom Cruise did to Mission Impossible, he did not do with Fall Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's clearly what they set up, and that I think should have been a franchise. I liked it a lot.
It was I stand by that. That was in a lot of ways less Ryan Gosling. That was one of the worst marketing campaigns, and it kicked off at the Oscars, and nobody knew what was going on. And there were cool
worst marketing campaigns.
There were a lot of cool things that they did, but when I tell you that every single person that isn't in the film space was like, what the hell is a Fall Guy? What is going on? Like constantly, that's not a good sign. The point of marketing is to get people to understand, hey, this is the thing you should go and check out.
I think they made it aware. I think the marketing did the good job of making people aware. I just think that they didn't didn't do a good job.
Not enough to hook them though. It's not just make them aware. You gotta make them aware and make them go, I want to see that. They didn't do that ever.
Yeah, it's a really old IP also, but so is Mission Impossible. So who knows? All right. What do you guys think about both of those things? One, Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider. You for it, not for it. But really, what do you think about the inclusion of Ghost Rider at all in Doomsday? Is it too much? Should they wait, or does it make sense to bring in all these characters now? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. All right, we're going to do one more topic, and then we're going to get to the questions. And right now, you guys are at 30. So you need...
we have a short show. Remember that. So keep in mind, we have an hour. Also, free ad, Magic Mind. Thank you.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Well, they're sending me some... they have a new product coming out, too. Coming out soon that they just wrote me today. They're going to send us all some new stuff, too. So
is it extra awake or extra sleep?
I think it's both. I have a full description of it. I'll send you guys too. So
Magic Mind, we love you.
You guys will get it. Anyway, they're not even on the show today. Okay, so let's see. Let's throw in one more, and we will then move on. I think there was one. Did you see Lilo and Stitch?
Not yet.
I'm gonna react to it. I haven't seen it
this weekend.
It's funny is I hadn't seen the original. And then
I heard that from many people. How was your experience not having seen it?
Well, it's funny. I just watched the original today with Tina. We did a reaction to it. It'll come out probably on Monday. And I wanted to do it this way because I said, all right, you know what? Let me see it going. I don't know anything about it except, obviously I'm aware of Stitch. But let me watch this and see. And but a couple of idiots going, well, you know what? You didn't see the original? I'm not watching this reaction. It's like, then get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that gives a unique take. That's a rare,
that King Charles pissed on. So this is, to me, the way I wanted to approach it. And I was like, okay, am I lost by this? Not at all. I thought it was a warm movie. The little girl was adorable. I liked the story. I'll say this, though. I did watch it, which I will now be able to understand for people. There are things that I saw in the original that I went, oh, they changed that character's arc a little bit. I wish they would have kept that from the original into it. But then there's other things that I saw. I said, oh, they added a little bit more to that, to which I think it gave it more emotion. And they added stuff with the sister, and they added stuff with this. I think it was after watching it again, I think it's a very good, or watching the original after thinking about it again, I think it's a very good remake now that I've seen it. It's a very solid remake. I know some people have been, if you hold it near and dear to your heart and you see certain things are changed, maybe you bitch about it. But to me, I really enjoyed what I saw in both. And I love the original, by the way, too. So, I mean,
I'm a very casual Lilo and Stitch fan, so I feel like I'll like it because it looks decent.
Yeah, I never watched the original movie, but I watched the TV show randomly.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, it was. I have a lot of nieces and nephews, and the oldest of them was obsessed with the Lilo and Stitch. So every time I was babysitting or whatever, I was watching that with them and whatnot.
Interesting, because it's who was telling me? Somebody was telling me the second Lilo and Stitch was actually not bad, a direct to DVD thing. Whatever. Let's see if there's anything else that we should talk about. Yeah, I mean, briefly, we talked about this the other day, but the Penguin is now a limited series, so doesn't always mean this, but if it's listed as limited series, probably only getting a one-off. It's probably, but sometimes they change that. But Coy,
yeah, I feel like it's just they're accepting that it's up in the air. We did not talk about Spider-Man 4 though.
Which one? What's story?
As in what happens to Spider-Man 4 now that Doomsday is coming out after it?
Oh, tell me, because wasn't listed as one of our stories.
Oh, okay, so Spider-Man was originally, between the films, and now Spider-Man 4 is the first 2026 Marvel film. So all the people that thought it was going to be like a soft sequel to Doomsday, and that's how the multi-dimensional elements. I think now
it's holding the date, and it'll still be out before Doomsday.
And now I think we're much more in street level territory. So, like, to me, this sounds like we're in a good spot for actually getting the movie the three of us have been clamoring for. Because I was afraid it would have to be like on Battle World post Doomsday. I was afraid they were going to lean in too heavy on Downey Jr., Tom Holland, that relationship. But now we had a rumor of 3 villains being announced, and they're all street level. And now it comes out before Doomsday, which is all great.
Jared. What? This is great. He's right. Then why'd you put it in the title? 100%.
I was like, all right, Kristian, I got
you. You want to hear something hilarious, Jared? Until about 5 seconds ago, I didn't even know it was in the title.
I was just letting you have it. I was like, I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna just tell him what I think.
Luke made the title tell you he's right to do it. We 100% should have had this conversation about it. And I'm glad that Coy said we didn't talk about Spider-Man. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Why were we talking about Spider-Man? What happens to Spider-Man 4 now?
The only thing that's funny about that is that I feel like I saw the title somewhere, and I think it was in the back of my mind. I was like, oh, we're not going to talk about Spider-Man. Whatever. I don't see the article like you said, Kristian. And so when Coy said it, I was like, oh, right.
It makes a lot more sense. Thank God for Coy.
Guys, I'm just here to help.
I know. So, I mean, I think, look, but you're right, though, man. Like, it starts off with that movie now. They can focus on it, the thing that we always worried about. But you are going to have a tie-in, obviously, now with the post-credit leading into Doomsday, which is interesting because it was Fantastic Four. That's your last movie going into Doomsday.
Yeah.
Now it's Spider-Man. I mean, now you've got – that's a great point, though, because now you've got Thunderbolts, which we all really liked, disappointed at the box office. And probably will end with a disappointment at the box office, but I think it's one that people will catch on streaming and say, that's a good movie. That's what's going to happen with that film. So quality-wise, win, monetarily, loss. So now you get Fantastic Four, and you're starting off big, huge, bombastic. You hit with that. Okay, let's move. Now, instead of going Avengers, Spider-Man, Avengers, now you're going Fantastic Four, boom. Spider-Man, boom. Then 2 Avengers movies, boom, boom. And then X-Men. I mean, now you're in good shape.
Crazy. That's a run. Like, those are the big names, like Spider-Man, Avengers. Like, that's huge.
If you deliver. But Winston, what do you think about this? The fact that it is indeed, like I put in the title, Spider-Man coming out now.
No, I think that works well, and I think Coy's onto something. Because they haven't started filming yet, have they?
What, Doomsday?
Spider-Man.
Yeah, they did.
They did.
I thought they did. Am I wrong, Coy?
I know they started
just
Avengers
started a month ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so they also started Spider-Man. Okay, I mean that's totally fine. But yes, I mean it sounds like whatever elements they were going to use to kind of bridge stuff, you can still do that. And I hope it's a very small part of the movie. But I think Coy hit the nail on the head. You really want to go and let us have our street level stuff, and then whatever you want to set up, you can set up. But like, just let us have this, because that's the one thing that really hasn't happened with any of the Spider-Man stuff, and I very much look forward to it one way or the other. So I think this is more of a positive than anything else, to be honest with you.
100%. And you guys, make sure you click that like button, as David says right there. Make sure you comment and let me know, what are you thinking about this? The Spider-Man topic. Is it a good thing that it's now the first one after Fantastic Four, or should that move also? But does it also show that we're probably going to get a more street level movie? Put your thoughts in there. Let me know. All right, real quick, because we got to get you guys to the questions. We're at, again, 33. You guys need about 60, or you got 32 questions right now. So you need 67 to tie Mike, 67 more to tie Mike. And we'll see if we can do that. So you guys want to see, and you guys have won 2 in a row, I think, right? This will be third. This will be
We're
the third.
a third of the way to being 3 in a row, guys.
I'm trying to three-peat, y'all. Come on.
See what the record is. I feel like Roxy had 3 once. I wonder what the record is. I'm sure someone will tell us. But before we do it, real quick, Coy, what's going on with the channel? You're almost at 50K.
Yeah, I'm like right at 47. I'm really close to 50K. When I hit 50K, I'm going to do a 50 comic giveaways. Anyone that subscribes will be eligible for 50 comics from me to you. 50 comic giveaway. I'm covering Last of Us, covered all of Andor, covering weekly comics, reading 40 to 50 a week, and covering my favorites there. Also going to be starting to cover Ironheart and all the stuff coming this summer. So please check out my page. Also, just today dropped DC Studio Showcase, me sitting down with Isabella Merced of The Last of Us and our Hawk Girl, as well as Nathan Fillion. Also today, DC High Volume over on DC Comics' YouTube, and also today 2 Real Rejects videos. Within the last 26 hours, there are 6 new long videos of me, and this is the 7th one. Find me on the internet.
All
I'm
right,
so tired.
Do you sleep?
Nope.
I dream. I dream, Winston.
That's all good. It's all good. You can find me at the Swaggy Blurred here on YouTube and on Twitch. I will be streaming this weekend on Twitch, so definitely come and say what's up. And then this week I've put something out for you every day on the YouTube channel, so check that out as well.
All right, awesome. Let's get into it again. 32 starting out. Good start thus far. We're going to be ending in just about an hour, so let's do it. Connor Mullis. My boys Corky and Wilson. Today is my birthday, and I'm going to spend the best way watching Capes and Cows. Thank you, Connor. Harloff and Campion when I was 14. Now I'm 24. Oof. 10 whole years. Thanks for all the great content. I know it's crazy. You know it's crazy too, Winston. Winston, I've known you now, and both you guys know you guys almost 9 years.
That's nuts, bro.
It's crazy,
dude. A decade though. Like Connor, that's really cool, man. And 14 to 24 was a hell of a decade too.
Nuts. Jim 1, does this impact F4's box office? Starting to feel more of the general audience might use this delay to take a break from Marvel until Spider-Man 4. When does F4 come out?
F4's out in July.
So it's this month. So how would it affect?
He's saying like it doesn't have the alley-oop effect of Avengers.
But Avengers isn't. But Avengers
would have been next May.
Oh, you're saying. But you're saying
the idea of by you pushing it, so then there's no other Marvel movies happening now until the end of 2026. If people were all like, "All right, well, fine, I'm good," and they don't want to go see, I don't know.
Never mind.
I don't think that's a.
I'm an idiot. What the movie with Brad Pitt is what F1.
Oh,
so like, why would it affect F1?
Does Avengers movie affect Brad Pitt's racing?
I'm like, why in the hell would it affect that movie? Makes no sense. Has nothing to do with it. It's a race car.
I was so confused that you were confused. That was so much better of a reason.
So much better. I'm like, why in the world would it? First of all, why would it be? It's a race car movie. Why would it be affected? Well, second of all, comes out this year. Why would it? So yes, Jim 1. Your reasonable question that anybody who's doing a comic book movie show should have gotten: does this impact Fantastic Four's box office? I don't think so. Because I think that the reason why is that you're really the chunk of what you really need. Is casual fans. So the casual fans are either going to see it or they're not going to see it, whether it had anything to do with Doomsday or not. But the other part of it is the Marvel fans are going to see it because they want to see it, and it's still going to lead to Doomsday, so they're going to want to see it in the theater. Yeah. Arc became a new member. We got a lot of good members, and PLD's been putting a lot of non-edited reactions up there. We got another one coming pretty soon. Max Out also became a YouTube member. Love that. Please join today. We got a lot of great stuff going on. Reggie Brown in the house. Could casting Coleman, Denzel Washington have the Sinners Black Panther effect by bringing in the black demo that doesn't see those types of movies, the 8-year-old to the black 88-year-old church ladies? I think I'll let Winston also chime in on this, obviously, because I think that from what I'm thinking, Winston, is that it's not the same because because Black Panther to me, it's the fact you have an all black cast, and you hadn't had that before. So everybody was like, yeah, these are 2 characters, not a whole cast.
You'll get some of that because yes, my mother will see everything that Denzel is in,
right,
like instantly.
Right.
And Coleman has cemented himself now as well, like with the Oscar nominations and all that. So yes, there will be some of an effect, but no, you would not get a full Black Panther effect. The only way you could do that is because who did they just plug in for the director?
For which
Rick
one?
Schreier?
Sure, yeah. Unless you were saying actually it's not him, it is Ryan. So now you're dealing with another Ryan Denzel and Coleman, that might do it, but otherwise, no. It'll have middling effects to do that. You're right. Every one of my moms, like every black lady of a certain age, will go Denzel, okay, and they'll go. My mom has seen every single Denzel movie
in the theater.
If not in theater, that it's our top priority. As soon as it's on streaming,
it's streaming. Well, that's what he's asking. That's the million.
No, I get that. I mean, she if she can, there's rarely a time where she does not go to the theater to see Denzel. That she'll go with her girlfriends to do that. But
Dan V 900 Supergirl. Well, let me. Did your mother see Gladiator 2 in the theater?
Yes, yeah, she did.
Dan V 900 Supergirl should take Doomsday's May 1st spot and move up, box office wise. So right now it's scheduled to come out 1 week after Toy Story 5, 1 week before Minions 3, and 2 weeks before Moana 3. It's a lot of competition. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of competition in general, though. It seems like we're getting back to what it used to be.
Yeah, it feels like summers are now, like this summer's insane. I feel like summers are back to being like, it's the time. I like the idea of Supergirl getting a year in visual effects. I like that both movies so far have been like wrapped early enough to give the visual effects artists a year. If they feel comfortable, if the team thinks they can be released in May, I'd say awesome. But otherwise, like just like with Avengers, you can only release it once. So I get that it's stacked, but I want that movie finished.
Okay, next one. Let's see. Dan V said the Moana live action film, not Moana 3.
I see.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Live action is the superior media. Don't start. If animation is for everyone, why did Looney Tunes bomb? Well, wait a minute.
Looney Tunes didn't bomb. It was canceled unceremoniously.
No. There was a Looney Tunes movie that came out that didn't do well. But there
was.
Yeah.
I guess it bombed.
No, but that's the difference. But you the way you just answered that though, Winston, is the reason why it still could be for everybody. Winston didn't even know it existed. He didn't even know it existed. And marketing is a part of it also. And I think that what happens is that people can enjoy it, but it's not another priority for people in general. It's not that it's not for everybody, but I know what you're doing. All right. Next one after that is Dennis Hoffman, who says, Coy, is Fountain of Youth a real movie?
One of the videos I put up today reacting to Fountain of Youth, which is a real movie. It's not one of my favorite Guy Ritchie's, but it's certainly like a fun adventure movie. It's like a very
Natalie Portman.
Yeah, Natalie Portman and John Krasinski. It's very like Indiana Jones Uncharted-y. So if you like adventure, it's a fun foray. But I like when Guy Ritchie does rock and roll, Man from U.N.C.L.E. I love The Gentleman and Snatch. Like I like his crime stuff, but it's a fun time.
I'm a Natalie Portman guy, so if she's in it, I'll check it out. Go pal. Coy looks like that room he's in is about 105 degrees. Is it on there?
It is not hot in here. I just haven't slept in 4 days, so I look. This is fatigue. I've just been doing too many jobs, and I'm having to catch up on my reading from that trip. So I finally caught up on comics, so I could give people the notes. But I've been getting like 3 or 4 hours of sleep a night because I'm getting up at 5 to get work done.
Yeah, it's important. You gotta get sleepsies.
Yeah.
And one, Marvel wanted to avoid GTA 6 in May 2026 too. I'm sure. And
Winston had this talk on the episode you weren't here for.
Yeah, we actually were debating this, and it was pick a movie, and do you think it can outpace GTA 6? And honestly, once we saw the numbers of what GTA 5 did in like the first month, I was like, oh shit, maybe they can't. So there's a possibility, because if you know that is the launch time of that, you already needed more time on top. I think it could have added to it. It wasn't going to be the main reason, but I think it could have added to be like, and that'll get us out of that. They'll come see the movie instead of staying at home playing the game.
Where did you stand on that, Coy? Because I don't ever think video games have take away from the box office.
I think for me, it was 2 separate conversations. One was it will make more money than Avengers, but I personally don't think, because it's like $60 times 100 million units, but which is what we talked about box office wise, but like game office. But I think as far as like people doing one or the other, I don't know anyone personally that games so hard they stay home from movies. Yeah. I'm sure they're out there. I like Mountain Dew exists, but I don't.
There are people who are more dedicated to games than movies and don't, but it's not their priority. If someone wants to see the movie and they go, okay, you know what? I have Avengers.
I would argue that this is the only game that actually has that kind of insane numbers that it would do something nuts like that.
To quote Sam, pause it.
I get it, but you don't understand. Once people get a hold of something, because they've been waiting a decade and a half or some shit like that. That's the other reason why someone would go, I'm good. I'm gonna sit right here.
But how much of that percentage of people is going to take a big chunk out of the box office? It's not
the demo you're looking for, the male demo of like what 15.
But you're saying how many of those people are going to stay away? You know, I'm playing GTA. There's the whole weekend. There's not one screening I'm going to see. If you want to see the movie enough, I don't buy it. Cam says, do you think the Russos will be able to pull off this story with cameos and make it feel meaningful? Deadpool did it well, but that was a comedy movie. Yeah, I think that they can do it. They got to make it. It's going to be long.
I think it's going to be more like Infinity War and Endgame than Deadpool. I don't think there. I mean, there will be cameos, but I don't think the roles are cameos. Like, I think there's going to be a lot of supporting roles. That said, like, I thought Deadpool did a good job making those characters supporting roles. Like, Wesley Snipes wasn't a cameo. Jennifer Garner wasn't a cameo. Channing Tatum certainly wasn't a cameo. So I think there'll be roles, but I think that the Russo brothers juggle. There's like 40 plus leads in those movies. The last time they did a duo of Avengers films, I think they can do it.
NLSFC 96. Just rewatch Rogue One. Means so much more after watching Andor. Yeah. Like a series finale. That's what I've been saying. Have you rewatched it? No. Also, feel like Mando and Grogu might be a send-off as well. Yeah, it might be supposed to. Well, it's supposed to be like the 4th season. But as far as I haven't when I say no on Rogue One, it's not because I haven't wanted to. It's because I know I'm going to watch it again with Sam because she's never seen a Star Wars movie. So we'll be watching that eventually. So I'm kind of holding off on it. Have you guys watched Rogue One since?
I wanted to watch it the Tuesday after because of like the absence of it, but I haven't had time. But I'm trying to watch it like within the month so I can have it fresh because I'm so excited to rewatch it because I haven't seen it in like 5 years.
Still haven't watched Andor.
Dude, it's exceptional. But I feel you.
You haven't watched even season 1?
I saw the first like 3 or 4 episodes and I just fell off because something was going on in life. I can't remember. And
Jay Anderson, possible that D-Day Doomsday was pushed for a big unannounced names being unavailable to shoot until later. Maybe that's part of it. Hugh Jackman, Holland, maybe.
I think a large part of it is scheduling. You have put more stars in this movie than you have in any other Avengers movie you've done previously already. And we're not even talking about people that are like, hey, they're building their name. We're talking about a lot of people that are already A-list that you crammed into this,
right?
And you're trying to do it too quickly. I think it only gives you more time.
Holland is, I don't think Holland's going to be in Doomsday, but for Secret Wars, Holland is doing Spider-Man and the Odyssey right now. So the boy's busy.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So right now, guys, you're at 42. 42, not bad.
Almost halfway.
Not bad. Trey Porter, December 2026 going to be crazy. Ice Age 6, Shrek 5, Dune Messiah, Jumanji 4, Doomsday. I think personally Shrek 5 moves into the May spot, replacing Doomsday. Also possible.
Also, let's just acknowledge. Can we just acknowledge Ice Age 6, Shrek 5, Dune 3, Jumanji 4, Avengers 5. I love movies. I'm very excited for December and May through July to have a lot of sequels and the rest of the year to have, because of the box office returning, the opportunity for original stuff. Like, I think the better these movies do, the more there's the opportunity to have mid-budget films be in April and January, February. Like, I honestly think that when you say tent pole, I hope these tent poles lift up the tent so other movies can get in.
Otherwise, the Clips channel is for everyone. All right. Jay Anderson, Coy, favorite comic omnibus. I just got Secret Wars.
I'm a big fan of the Miracle Mile, Mr. Miracle Mile. That's a town. Mr. Miracle Omnibus. I think there's a few different versions that are amazing. I think there's a really cool Superman for All Seasons I love. I really dig the Ultimate Spider-Man, like oversized. I love getting like the big prints. My favorite ever are the 3 Saga oversized prints. They're in like bright primary colors, and they're almost the artist page size. So when you read it, it's actually bigger than a comic. It's really cool.
You know what's really weird is the Scarlet Witch Vision omnibus, bro. It's just because it's great, but it's just you remember how weird comics were at one point, and they had some of the weirdest stories.
Yeah, they're great.
This upcoming question is very difficult. I don't know if we're going to do this at all, but the real red. How many billion-dollar movies do you think there will be from 2025 to 2028? I mean, who knows? There's some movies that probably haven't been announced yet.
Yeah, 28 is pretty far out, but I think this year, just Avatar
is the only.
Oh no,
one?
Sorry, Avatar, Superman has
Minecraft
potential.
will cross. Minecraft is very close.
I think Lilo and Stitch has a shot. I think Zootopia 2 has a shot. I think
is that this year?
Yeah, I think what's the other one that's coming out? There's another animated or a kids movie that's coming out pretty soon.
Oh, they're slowing down so hard. Damn, they are so close. But Minecraft is at 9:31, man.
Yeah. Oh, How to Train Your Dragon has a shot.
Oh yeah, How to Train Your
Dragon.
Got
a shot. Let's see. The movies that are coming out: Karate Kid Legends. No. Jurassic World is going to hit $1 billion.
You think it's going to hit $1 billion?
We said this exact thing when
I know we do this every time. We do this every time.
When was the last Jurassic World movie that didn't hit $1 billion? Number 3.
I know.
Yes. So yes, that's your Vegas. That's your Vegas odds. Those are the only ones from this year that I'm thinking that it could that will be. And yeah, and of course Avatar. Sean McCabe. I think the pushback. Yeah.
Wait. What you said? When's the last Jurassic World that didn't hit $1 billion?
Jurassic Park 3.
All the you're including the parks. I thought you just meant the world films, right?
All the worlds hit $1 billion.
All the worlds hit $1 billion. Yes.
Sean McCabe, I think the pushback for Avengers is Disney realizing our trepidation for Downey coming back to play Doom. I don't think so.
I think it has more to do with scheduling and all the other variables. I don't think.
I think the opposite of that. I think that's if they were going to push it into May, if they're going to keep it in May, it was because Downey's in it. Downey's trepidation's only coming from a portion of people. People still want to see Downey,
and I still want to see it, even though I'm trepidatious.
Right, of course. Look, we didn't want to watch the Tyson and Jake Paul fight, but we did.
Yep, correct.
Unfortunately,
right? Yeah,
I got just an eye full of Tyson. Yeah.
His ass. But let me tell you. But what I will say though, I am not comparing Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, no, I do not think it'll be that kind of performance.
No. It's going to be a good performance, but it's that kind of hey, we're going to go see it. King of the Wicker People. Will this delay affect the second list of actors that were supposed to be released? What if they won't be in now because of the delay? Is that good or bad? I think that I think that this is going to give the opportunity to do that again.
I think it's more chairs, not less chairs. I think this is going to be more people being able to make it in it.
Yep.
B. Gill Studios can't stop watching those King Charles videos. That dog's a badass. I told you.
What is King Charles?
Oh my God! Don't look it up, Winston. I have it. I have the video, and I'll show it to you. Do you know this video, Coy?
No.
Boy, you're gonna love this. This is so up your alley.
Dog.
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna give it this. The whole show is about King Charles, so I'm only gonna do this for you guys because you don't know what it is. This viral video that's going on. He's got a whole Instagram page, right? There's like this whole group of dogs wherever they are in this. I don't know if it's a kennel or whatever it is. And this one dog, what I'm going to show you, this dog's causing some shit, and he's fighting these other dogs, and there's craziness going on. They pan to the left. And here comes this Benji-looking dog, King Charles, just trotting. There's a Great Dane right near him, bows down before this mother effer.
Oh, okay.
And then he comes in Bruce Lee style and bitches the dog that's causing problems.
Yep. Like, okay, I have seen this. I didn't know his name was King Charles. I was just like, damn, that dog is an alpha like a mug.
Yeah.
Dude, that big dog bowing was a moment.
Yeah. Now, Winston, I don't think you saw this one. This one Luke found yesterday. I hadn't seen this one. The ending of this video is everything. The same dog causing some shit. Where is it? Where's he at? Here he comes. Look at him. Everybody's quiet now. Everybody's quiet now. The ending of this video is the absolute. Look, he rolls over, shows him his belly. This guy's looking at his balls at the same time, and just licking his balls. And then watch. This is the absolute best here. Watch what he does. Charles did what he had to do. He quiets everyone down very nicely. What are we doing right here? I'll piss on this mother.
Bro, came up
I
to
love that he looks back too. He checks. All right.
Yeah. So I, like Beagle, have not stopped watching the King Charles Instagram page. It's the best. He's the best. Mike Joyce. I don't think Dune 3 needs to move. We disagree, my friend. A lot of people checked out the MCU after Endgame. No one I know still watches MCU movies. You are mistaken, my friend. Avengers movie comes out, people are going to see it.
I mean, you did not all of them, but you have had two of them cross $1 billion, two more almost cross $1 billion.
Yeah,
like people are still watching.
People will still watch it, and it's Downey back. It's the big names are going to market you. Don't forget, everyone checked out of the MCU after Endgame. Then why did Deadpool make $1.4 billion? So that is
No Way Home.
Three hit $1 billion. Yeah. Sorry.
So sorry, Mike. I love you, but you are absolutely mistaken on that one. Bonsai Brandon, please watch Kung Fury 2 sizzle. Promote a release. Everyone keeps talking about this trailer, this Arnold thing. Have you seen this thing?
It's Michael Fassbender. It's great.
And Arnold. And you've seen it?
I've only seen pieces. I haven't seen the whole trailer.
People keep telling me about it. Matt Krugman, Kristian, I love hearing that your oldest is going through a Hunger Games phase at this age. Oh, she loves it. I was the exact same way around that age with the books when the first was coming out. Love to see it. It makes me feel old because I was watching it. I was reading those books when those came out back in 20. That's how it's funny. I was working at The Bachelor. This is probably like 2010, around that time when I was reading the books, 2010, 2011. And there was an editor at The Bachelor I used to talk to about the Hunger Games. She would have her breaks. I would have my breaks, and we would talk during the lunch breaks. We would talk about Hunger Games. Do you know what the editor's name was? Rachel Cushing.
No way.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's how we became like buddies. The great Schmodown legend, Rachel Cushing. Alex, thank you, Alex. My 5R, Superman, okay. Fantastic Four, same page. Ironheart, you're on Winston's page. Peacemaker and Wonder Man. Foolishly holding out hope for Mephisto. Nervous, some of Ironheart has been chopped up due to the rumored ties it had to Kang, but still hopeful. Oh, did it have ties to Kang?
Everything did, man. That impacts, that's going to be interesting. It's a really good point. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Very good point, Alex. Alex always makes good points. Go, pal. Anyone interesting go to your high schools? We had Dave Grohl, only his freshman year, and Ashley Miller wrote Thor, X-Men First Class. I had a guy that he was friends with. He wanted to play in for the Mariners. Pete Monroe was his name. He's a good guy.
My neighboring high school, and then I years later trained briefly under him, Mickey Ward, and then Scott Grimes came out of my high school. The only two people coming out of Dragon High are redheads, but that's it.
Are we asking about alumni of the place or people we kind of went to school with right around?
You went to school with, I assume, because I don't remember.
That's fair. I just went to sound like a spoiled little rich kid. We were on financial aid, but I went to two different private schools growing up. So on the one hand, I went to school with the Acho brothers, NFL players and media personalities. And then the school that I ended up graduating from, Eliza she graduated the year I came into the high school. And we bonded over the Peacocks when I met her a couple times.
Did you? Oh, you weren't at my goodbye show, were you?
I was. I talked to her for a while. I performed.
You performed.
Yeah. No, Eliza and I talked about
before Eliza.
Yeah, you went right before Eliza.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
We were all there.
Dude, don't take offense to it. I literally forgot my alarm code the other day. I was like,
oh damn.
I was
That's
like,
good.
No, my brain just went out. I was like, oh, shelf presence. Winston, Ultraman becomes Bizarro.
Oh, interesting. That okay. Yeah, I can see that too.
This is what I hear. Mike Joyce, what if Ultraman is Tyler Hoechlin, Brandon Routh?
Two other Superman. Come on, man.
I know. Ultraman. I hear Ultraman and I hear differently. I don't Ultraman this. Spidey Sensei 72 fan cast vote. MCU Johnny Blaze, Ghost Rider for Coy Jandreau. There you go. DCU Ollie, Queen Green Arrow, Coy Jandreau. Yeah, I could see that. I would say more so.
I'm more of a Green Arrow. I definitely. I rode motorcycles my first 7 years in LA. I had a Ducati Monster. I love dearly. But for me, I love Norman Reedus as Johnny Blaze. Yeah. I think he's a little darker.
That's a good call. I'm with you. Go pal. Winston wearing a Top Gun shirt, and we still didn't get a negative Ghost Rider. The pattern is full. Yeah, that's true. You wear that shirt, you need to do that.
That's fair. I was more I don't have a Mission Impossible shirt, so just trying to be.
I respect it.
You guys think that movie is going to make its money?
I think it's going to make some money.
No, but do you think it's going to make its money?
What was the budget?
The
Like $350.
it paid it paid the COVID costs for all of its employees, and so did the last one. So like the budget was insane.
It was insane.
But like it has to make like 7 or 8.
Yeah, it's gonna be like 7 or 8.
No.
And it's a 3-hour movie. I don't know. Marcus M. Superman feels like a successor to Smallville. The new one, you mean? I mean, we haven't seen it yet. How do we know?
Maybe just.
And if that's true, that's the highest praise I could give it.
Yeah, I don't know. Brandon, love Brandon. Have you talked to Brandon before? He was a patron for we did the one-on-ones before. No, great dude.
Maybe. I don't.
He looks like Rashad Evans. Actually, it's funny. I watched Rogue One for the first time since 2021, and after finishing Andor, it just hit different. Would you want to show a movie about rebels, Bothans who got the Death Star 2 and/or shield plans? I don't know about a whole. I mean, you know what I would like them to do, Brandon? I like them to make made for Disney Plus movies in the same way that they did something along the lines for like a Werewolf by Night. I know that was like a more like a
special presentation.
Yeah, like do like an hour and a half like special presentation of something like how the Bothans you don't need a full show on it, but like an hour and a half special. Sure.
I'm shocked they don't do more of that, especially because of our childhood with Disney Channel original movies. Like DComs were great. Do more of that.
Yep.
Give me Brink 2.
Yes, Patty Boy. I saw Lilo and Stitch 3D 4DX. I loved it. It's fun. I really enjoyed the movie. I thought the little girl was incredible. I thought she was really, really cute. Okay, let's see.
40X isn't like Stitch spitting in your face?
Maybe. Taking shits on the floor. All right, so how about Patty Boy? I'd love a Billy Madison and Zach Galifianakis movie. I mean, you're going to get one if you go see Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, wait, are they both in it?
Yeah, they're both in it.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. So there you go. Harry Myers. If Spider-Man 4 is grounded, I hope Sadie is Gwen. My Sadie? No, Sadie Sink. Yeah. I don't think she's going to be though. I buy that she's going to wind up being Toby's daughter. I buy it.
If that's the only multiversal element, the movie can still be grounded if an element is multiversal. I also it would continue the tradition of casting redheads as blondes and blondes as redheads.
Go, pal. After the end of Castle, I've had a nagging suspicion that Nathan Fillion is a dick. Please disabuse me of that worry.
No.
Okay.
I have my own story.
Okay. Oh. You like him?
I mean, Coy and I used to work actually at the same place called iPick back in the day, and he used to come in a lot, and he was the nicest person to come into the movie theater / restaurant, was always leaving huge tips, would always take pictures or answer questions and just check to see how your day was. He is one of the nicest people I've met in Hollywood.
Yeah. I know someone who dated him, but like that was like you can't take anyone's opinion on a date because everybody has two sides who dated, but you have two people have two sides of the thing. But as far as personal, I heard everyone say he's a nice guy.
And to piggyback off Winston's there, not only did we serve him I worked there for a few years and I was one of the go-to servers. I would have his section a lot and was always the kindest. But then when I interviewed him for Superman, the episode dropped this morning. That's one of the things today. I talked to him after we filmed our whole interview and I was like, hey man, there's no way you remember, but Diet Coke with lemon. I was like your main server at iPick. He's like, it's so good to see you. And we got to catch up. He remembered the manager there when I was there. He remembered some of our talks. And back in the day when Zach used to throw Comic-Con parties, I used to talk to Nathan at the San Diego night parties. And it became this really full circle interview. And he remembers so much and he meets so many people. He's a delight. Love Nathan.
Colin, what if Sadie Sink and what's it? So Sarah Snook play gender-bent versions of the Osbournes in Brand New Day. My logic, 2 redheads in one movie, likely not going to happen. Fun to think about 2 great actresses. I just like that idea of the Toby thing. I really do. I like that idea. What do you guys think about that pitch?
I think the Toby thing's the most likely, but Winston?
I prefer the Toby thing. I don't hate your idea. I just that is a little more interesting, and that is also how you get Sony to calm down because they've wanted to do more, give us more of the whatever. So maybe if Toby possibly shows up, if not even just a photo,
Spidey Sensei 72 heard rumors that Manucci might be one of the main villains. Who is that? Is that an actual villain or is that something?
Yeah, she's like a matriarch of a crime family.
Okay, in the upcoming Punisher show, has Winston or Coy heard anything about this?
I haven't personally. The rumor's not my thing. I don't read a lot of the rumor gossip sites personally.
Mad Sinister McCall. I would cast Denzel for Magneto, Domingo for Professor X, and Hunter Schafer for Mystique. Plot twist. I'm not a liberal. I just want great movies. But Mad Sinister, I thought you said the opposite yesterday. Oh, no, that was Shay. Never mind. No, it was Shay. Shay was back and forth. There was a lot of different. The conversations on it had been hot over the last couple because there's another rumor about Feige clashing with Iger about all this stuff. So, yeah. But apparently it came from a site that nobody believes. So I don't know. Who knows? Mark Gomez, what are the chances now of Doctor Strange 3 release after Doomsday and before Secret Wars to tie into the latter? Am I going to be in the minority here if I say I don't care to see a Doctor Strange 3? I like Doctor Strange 1 a lot, and I like the character, but I don't really want to see. I don't care about a third one.
It's not a priority. Yeah. It is low on the totem pole. I'm curious what Charlize Theron has to do with any of this. As Clea, I'm curious what's going to happen there, but that can happen in Doomsday and Secret Wars. I really don't care right now about Doctor Strange, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I'd like to see him in another movie, but his own movie.
If Scott Derrickson came back and got to do what he wanted to do with Doctor Strange 2 for 3, I'd be very interested.
I'm with you. Another Sam Raimi one? No, thanks. DJ Case gifted 10 memberships. Thank you, DJ Case. That's amazing. Mr. Nerdfag asked, didn't you skip work to play a game for 3 days? No, I skipped work for 4 days to play a game.
That's not a movie.
No, and it wasn't skipped. It was I think take my sick days to play Knights of the Republic. Joe for show. Did you guys prefer an empty seat next to you at the movies?
Hell yeah.
When at all possible.
Always.
I'll tell you.
I don't know you people.
No, do you know what drives me nuts? I'll tell you what. If it's a packed theater and someone sits next to you, If it's like even if it's like, hey, I like this the corner and there's a seat. Okay. I've had this happen more than 80 times. I have been sitting in the theater to watching in an empty theater, and for some reason, and I'm not talking about like I bought the ticket, someone bought the ticket to sit down. It's like press screenings, whatever it is, where you can choose your seats, either right next to me or a seat over, and there's 87 seats everywhere. Like, and you're not allowed to be in a chomper on your food and have your socks on and all that. If you're going to be that person, I do the thing where they sit down. I do the kind of like,
yep.
Like, really?
Yep.
You have all of these seats. Why are you sitting next to me? You don't know who I am. Let me do this. And now you don't want to sit there anymore, do you?
If why not have the space if you can? I like people as a whole, but specifically movies, because people have bad habits. People pull their phones out. People
if it's
eat
crowded,
loud.
You know it's going to be crowded.
That's different.
Like, if you know, like, this is like, look, you're going to see a screening of Avengers, and you get there early, and then you're like, no, this is where I like to sit. I'm going to sit right here. Okay. But if you're going to see somebody, you don't think there's going to be a lot of people there, and you could sit anywhere else in the theater, you're just being a douche.
Nothing pisses me off when I buy a movie kind of last minute, and I don't like within, let's call it like 4 or 5 hours before the movie or something like that. And I pick a spot where I'm like, I am not surrounded by anybody and there's plenty of space. And similar to what you said with the press screening, but somebody goes in there, I open it back up to go, you could have literally, I put myself near the front so you would leave me alone. What the hell is happening?
Did I ever tell you the idea that we had back when we were doing Schmoes, and we were in the process of getting a film with you? Already said yes, we were going to do it. There was a video we were going to do about theater etiquette, and it was going to be if you put your feet up, like any of this stuff. And Mark and I were going to come out and say theater etiquette is very important. The two of us were going to come together and go, hi, we're the Schmoes, and theater etiquette is very important. And there are times people don't want to listen. Well, to help us out, that is WWE superstar Roddy Piper. And Piper was going to, the guy had his like his feet up. He's going to take the guy and we're going to turn to a mannequin. He throws him against the wall. and he was like, he wanted to do it, but then, it never came to be. And by the time he sadly passed away, but like, it was, that was one of the things I would have loved to do. It was a missed opportunity. Mr. I crap and shits. A lot of V's comics are popular, right? It's to be damned. What would you like to see made into a theatrical movie? My vote is RoboCop versus Terminator. That'd be fun. RoboCop versus Terminator would be a fun one to do, like a one-off on.
I really love the recent Wolverine versus Predator a lot. And if you're going to have Wolverine lead a movie, I'd rather not be leading an X-Men movie. So I'd love a solo Wolverine fighting Predator.
Nah, dude, I want the X-Men versus Godzilla. I just read the comic. It's fantastic. Crazy, it's fantastic. The ending sucks, but the rest of it is amazing.
Chef Mike in Florida. What's up, Chef Mike? Coy, have you kept up with Amy Dallin for Heroes? Didn't you run into her recently?
Yeah, really recently. I was gonna say I had not seen Amy in probably 5 years, and then we were randomly at the same coffee shop, like completely unexpectedly. Right. And we just like geeked out for 10 minutes. I got to introduce my fiance, but we were we were kids hopping up and down, excited to see each other. It was really like a cool moment.
That's really great. I love that. Okay. DJ K showing some support here for the guy.
Thank you.
Joe for show. Do you guys think that we see the Spider-Man symbiote suit in Brand New Day? I hope not.
I really hope
at the end.
It'll probably if not at the end, I hope that we genuinely don't get it until Secret Wars, and then we can address it in Spider-Man 5.
Kristian Unpronounceable. I'm so looking forward to Nobody 2. I haven't watched the trailer for it. But I'm going to see the movie.
Is it out? The trailer?
The trailers. They should play the trailer at CinemaCon, and it looks great. But yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Winston, shift over to your right just a little bit. Okay, let's see.
We'll watch the trailer.
Mike Joyce. Wow, Coy, you sound busier than Roxy.
Roxy and I are competing for the busiest Bostonian on the West Coast. We're trying real hard.
Mr. I crap and shits. Isn't Avatar 4 in December 2027? Wouldn't Avengers Secret Wars be going up against that as well? I didn't see that in 2027. Avatar 4. I think it's 2028. But let's see. Find out in a second.
I mean, Avatar 4, according to Wikipedia, December 21st, 2029.
I just hope I'm alive to see the end of the Avatar franchise.
Yeah, Winston's right. December 21st is when it's scheduled right now. So no, not 2027. Okay, 62 thus far, guys. And here is King of the Wicker people. GTA will affect ticket sales because there are entire generations who don't care about movies but sink 1,000 hours into games. So, but you just negated.
But those people never saw the movies anyway.
And those people weren't going to see the movie, so you just negated the point. Games are more demanding of people's time. GTA 5 has made $8 billion to date. You see, but they're not. This is different. You're going to see them. Hold on, listen. When you're going to see the movie at one time, when you're buying the ticket, and if there's something else in an opposing theater, and you're buying the ticket for that, that's what takes away the movies. Now, Winston's right. There are some people who are going, you know what? I'm not going to the movies. I bought this game. I'm going to play it all weekend, and that's it. But the question is, were they ever going to see the movie in the first place?
They would have, because again, you asked me earlier if I was the gamer and all this, so hear me out here. So
how do you know they're going to see it? Is what I'm saying.
But I'm saying because that audience does cross-pollinate more than you realize. So what I'm saying is, what it would have done, they would have eventually gone to see the movie. They would have either it would have waited weekend 2 or 3 once they've really had their fill of the game and they're like, I can take a break right now, or B, they would just wait for it to stream. If what you're worried about is potentially cutting into your opening box office weekend, that is more what I'm talking about.
Opening weekend, okay. You're talking about opening weekend, but you're not overall box office though.
It would a little bit, just because isn't opening weekend typically sets the standard for everything, doesn't it? And if but
they're asking, is it going to affect the box office in general? Because I'm saying, if someone's playing, if you really want to see the movie, if you really want to see it and you're like, oh, you know what? I'm just not going to go see it at all because I'm going to be playing GTA for the next 3 months. And if you really want to see Avengers, you're going to find a time to see it.
I get it. I'm just saying that it would have messed with it. I don't think it would have like tanked it, but it would have messed with it. And I also said it was not the main reason to move it at all. Yeah. I'm saying it's something to keep in mind, being like, that's not a bad idea. Like, now we don't have to deal with that either.
Yeah, I think we're not going to agree on this one. I just don't think it's going to affect it at all. Okay,
it won't now, but like we can't determine that now.
That's true. Yeah, I just don't think video games are going to. I think people will take a pause if they really want to see it. Hasbro 24. Kristian, are you healed up after your major injury sustain while also watching Moon Knight? Also, how about Winston's? That's me. I'm the Knicks.
I think he's making fun of the fact of, you just be picking teams.
Oh, the fact that you like the Knicks now.
That's not even what. No, there's 4 teams left and I have to make a choice. And I was like, that's a fun story because I like Jalen Brunson.
Well, good, Winston. If they wind up coming back and winning the if they wind up winning the entire NBA Finals, you can wear your New York's jersey and come to the parade with me. It'll be great.
That's cute. That's cute.
Well,
it's a good thing you're going to end up not winning it now because you're just running your mouth.
I'm just talking about you because you're the one now. See, now you're turning against them. See, again, you right before we started.
I'm not turning against them. I'm turning against you.
Right. So room the Knicks.
That was for you, baby.
Yeah, see, well, then you shouldn't be a front runner. As far as my major injury, I still don't know how I cut myself. I have no idea how that happened. You got to watch the end of Moon Knight. Like I have a Sam at the end of it goes, "You're bleeding." I said, "What did I do to myself?" Still, I have no idea at all. Mr. I crap and shits. Rumors are Secret Wars may be split into 2 movies. Would this be a good choice, narratively speaking, or keeping a single movie move on? That would be a terrible, terrible idea. Don't do that. Don't. That looks like you're just doing the Hobbit 1, 2, and 3 thing. Don't do it.
I think it hasn't historically worked out. Like Matrix 2 and 3, I don't remember that being well regarded. Hobbit, like I don't think it generally works.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you should make a 6-hour movie, but I'm curious what it ends up being.
Yeah, please don't. Brandon, Summer, support for my light-skinned brother, Coy. Finally discovering he's black today. That's right. Enjoy getting watched closely at self-check-in now at the store.
Oh, Kristian, I don't know if we're gonna. I'll have to send it to you when we wrap. I do have a Knicks thing that I think you'll love more than anything, bro.
All right, so,
Brandon, I'm seeing Kendrick tonight. Let's see how it fares.
Oh, go next weekend.
Hilarious. That catches up now. Al Rencha, what other tech do you think is hidden in Outpost 1 from Godzilla and Kong? How many pieces to make Jet Jaguar? I love Godzilla and Kong so much. It was fun. You know why I like those movies? The last one, at least, it knows exactly what it wants to be.
I agree.
It just knows what it wants to be, and it's like, and they didn't overspend on talent, and they didn't say like, oh, hey, listen, we have like Bryan Cranston in this right now, fresh off of Breaking Bad, and we're gonna put him in for 5 seconds. It's like Dan Stevens, a great actor, and what's her face? Rebecca, who's
Rebecca Ferguson, Liz Olsen's in one.
Who's Iron Man 3? Rebecca Hall, who's in it, and it's like great actors. Cost you probably nothing to put them in it because you don't need a movie. Cost $120 million and made bank.
And actors just want to be in a Godzilla movie.
Yeah. Good paycheck,
dude. Speaking of which, Bryan Cranston might be the greatest actor alive at the end of studio.
Dude, you watched that
last studio? The last two were fantastic.
Dude, that last episode was hilarious.
That show on TV
on the freaking thing. It was the best. It was hilarious. Gopal, Grohl, and Miller both graduated before I started. Stacey Wilson won a gold medal in '96, and Jose Lana from Broadway were a couple classes ahead of me. I'm trying to think of my high school. My high school was like Oz. Remember that HBO show, Oz? It was like that. So, okay. Next one. Let's see. And this one, Alan Smithy. Rewatched Return of the Jedi after watching Andor. It totally hits different once you know that the Ewoks were the true heroes. They were the ones to defeat the Empire and take out Death Star too. When you hear, like, that's another reason. Like, I like Return of the Jedi, fine. But when you hear the reason why the decision was made, it just came out kind of recently what they're talking about. The reason why that they made them Ewoks, it was supposed to be Wookiees. They knew that this was been around for a long time. But because of toys, they wanted to they thought that it would be easier to sell Ewok toys, and they disregarded the story and how silly it was that these little bears are hitting the storm. It made the stormtroopers goofy. Like a bunch of Wookiees taking out stormtroopers. I buy it. But wee! As a kid, I loved it. Come on, you're the rock.
And just the name, like Ewok, Wookiee, the fact that they're just like small ones are inverse named.
Yeah, I like the Ewoks.
I didn't even catch that.
But
Ewok, Wookiee, like it's driven me nuts my whole life.
Yeah, the decisions was not. It was supposed to be on
Kashyyyk.
Yeah.
I'm so mad.
Yeah. Jim Winston, did you ever do a movie fight? Koi's were great. I think that it was after your time, right?
I think I did one.
Did you?
I think I did one.
Okay.
It's been a long time.
I just did a mini movie fight, like off the books.
Oh, okay. They brought him back a little bit, yeah.
Oh, are they? No, I did one. Like we found the old cards. Me and my buddy Tony did a movie fight at a bar for his birthday because he challenged me back in the day. So I just did my first unofficial.
That's great. El Rencha, who says, Kristian, your theater logic applies to parking too. 100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
87 spots. What are you parking next to me for? You got one spot.
Urinals too.
Urinals the biggest one.
7 spots, and you're on the one next to me, guy. Simon said, seeing Maisie visit yesterday reminded me of Vivian and Miss Sadie visit during your Christmas episode. Oh my God, the Christmas episode, what was that? When was that? When they must have come in. When Vivian wanted to play on your Star Wars arcade game. Wow, see, this is the kind of stuff you do in this line. I don't remember that. It's so funny. Where is it? Did you sell it? No, I got it. Where is it? Where the hell is it? Where did Brett put the arcade? There's the one. I got the Dragon's Lair one right here, and then the Star Wars one right there. I'm looking at it. Yeah, it's still there. But yeah, that was nice to have Maisie on the show yesterday. Was cute. She did that line. Do you guys? I tell you the line about when I mess with her sometimes. We're messing with each other, and I have her. And I did it to her yesterday. I go, your breath stinks, and she looks at me. She goes, you're ugly, and I go, yeah, but you look like me. She goes, yeah, I'm the better looking version. And she did it yesterday on the show. Thank you.
How many we at?
I'll tell you in a second. Kristian Unpronounceable. So many people watching, so few likes. Hey, people don't want to hit likes. Some lazy shit. So 64 thus far. 64.
Ooh.
So we're almost at the end, but we'll see. Mr. I crap and shit. Thought Cameron said he was speeding up releases. Maybe so, but right now that's what it's listed as. So we'll see. Okay. I do understand the GTA world. I understand how big the game is. I understand that the game in general is going to make more money than probably any movies that are out there. There are a lot of games that come out in general that don't impact the damn box office because you push pause, you go see the movie, and you don't see it you don't see it that weekend. You see it the weekend after. You don't see it that weekend. You see it a month, or you didn't want to see the movie in the first place, and you were never part of the potential box office. That's the point. Matt, can I get a Jeff Schneider and
motherfucking Batman?
I want to get I want to get an animated version of that. Okay. DJ Case
Interviews of you have to show it that.
Well, yeah, I wanted to. I had a long conversation with him at the Critics' Choice Awards, but about UFOs, not about anything else.
I get it. Oh. You should say that I thought he should be cast as Batman.
Well, the only reason, I would show him that particular clip, but I'll tell you. So I mentioned him the other day. Matt Friend is probably the best impression comedian out there. And he does. I think he does the best Trump. I think he does the best. He does great Goldblum. He does a spot on Giamatti, and he did it to Giamatti, and Giamatti was like, said it was just. He's like, that's real good. Will Powell, a friend of mine said that Petraeus liked to take the urinal right next to you. Okay. And look, maybe he was hung like a walrus and wanted to show you.
Check this out.
Yeah, right. Look, I'm a general for a reason, bitch.
5 stars.
Nathan Drake, who says, agree with Winston on GTA 6. Gamers would definitely be staying home. Of course, but they were never going to buy the fucking tickets in the first place. That's the whole point. For that and see the movie later. And see the movie later, yes. But so you don't agree with Winston because see the movie later is part of the box office. It said, will it hurt the actual box office in general? Are we talking about opening weekend? Maybe those certain people that we're going to see if it comes out opening weekend, but overall box office, no. Okay, let's see. And now Sean McCabe, you get your own movie, theme, cast, director. Nolan doing Star Wars with George Carlin back from the dead.
Damn, that's a movie.
Right.
Oof.
Yeah.
Ryan Coogler with Donald Glover redoing Undercover Brother.
That's hilarious.
Nice. Denis Villeneuve, action thriller, but with buddy comedy elements. Tom Hardy, written by Aaron Sorkin.
Nice. Okay. Someone said Ari Spears is great at impression. Of course he is. He's not the best though. And some people always tag me on Ari Spears. Ari Spears is really good, by the way. He does great Stallone, like a spot on Stallone.
I go Pharaoh before Spears. Spears is very good.
He's very good. People always tag me on his saying this is the best Tony Soprano ever. Not even close. The best Tony Soprano ever done by anyone is Max Cook. Look up Max Cook, Tony Soprano. There is no one that is better. There's no one that's ever been better. Ari Spears his Tony's fine. His Stallone is incredible, but Max Cook is the best. Ari Spears is very good. Matt Friend is the best comedian as far as impressionists. And let's see. The Real Red 5. What touches the subconscious more, music or film? Depends on the individual. For me, it's music.
Yeah, I think subconscious more music, conscious more film.
Yeah.
I think music, they've said it has this way of fully transforming you to immediately in that place. I think music is got it by a little bit. Because music in film is part of how you do that too. Like, I mean, how much does Kristian talk about scoring anyway?
It's true. Combining what Sam did to the mic and Roxy yelling
Cock
would be absolutely hilarious.
What did Sam do to the mic?
You got to see this. You got to see it. You got to react. You got to react. You got to see. All right. So right now, 71 guys. 71. You got 20. We're about to sign off here, and you got 28 that you need.
Damn.
So we're gonna give a sign off real quick, and look, you might have the so to this day, Steph has had the best comeback of all time. She was down by I think 50 and came back and won by 50 or something. So let's do a sign off. Winston, where can I find you?
You can find me at the Swaggy Blurred on YouTube, on Twitch, all that stuff. I will be streaming this weekend, so definitely come say what's up. And then I again put some videos out earlier this week. You can check those out as well.
Coy
You can
Jandreau.
find me at Coy Jandreau. So close to 50K. Hunt me down over there. Please, please, please. Just type in my name on YouTube. Also, DC.com, High Volume, and DC Studio Showcase.
All right, we got some support here from Kristian Unpronounceable, Eric Kirby. Winston's still waiting on the White Dog reaction. You and Mr. J. Washington.
All right, here's what I'll do. Today, I've got time today. I will do a reaction to the trailer, and then we'll figure out a timing for the movie.
You got to send me the one that you do with Sam, and I'll put it on the show. I'll even put it on the show on Monday to show it. It reminds me, I got to do something for Arcane. Marcus M., what script do you think that Gunn is writing? Like now, is he writing something new?
Yeah, he's writing something that isn't part of the announcement, apparently.
Do you think he's doing anything with Batman?
Technically, that was part of the announcement, so I don't know.
Oh, something new. Flash?
Yeah. Flash be exciting.
Wonder Woman, maybe? Maybe Wonder Woman. I'm
wondering if it's Wonder Woman because it wasn't part of that. Themyscira, the show was, or if it's a character. Winston and I talked about this briefly, a character that he wrote for Superman that he loved. Now he's writing a spinoff for. And I think Mr. Terrific would be cool.
DJ Case with some support.
Thank you.
Buster Barnes. Not that both can't thrive, but Avengers movies being delayed to December could really help DC gain some momentum should their movies hit. Yeah.
It's not a bad point.
Yeah. And so last one.
Mr. Krabben.
This is going to be a new thing. He says, more support. Well,
we got close, gang.
All right, so you did good. 79, but not enough to take out Kalinowski this week.
Yeah.
The streak ends at 2. That's fine. Good. Guys, thank you so much for being here.
Both with the Chiefs.
And Coy. Guys, put your comments in there. Put your thoughts in there. Clips channel, all that and more. Make sure you check out the guys. And Simon Section also said Wookiees do not live on Andor. Does not make sense. You must have quit. Wookiees do not live on Andor. I don't know what that means.
You should send in another one and clarify.
That was so funny. That just full pause.
I don't know what that means. They don't live on
I
Andor?
see the gears like,
Endor? Him in Endor.
There it is. Endor, not Andor. Yeah.
Wookiees don't live on Endor. Well, they weren't supposed to live on Endor. They're supposed to live on it's supposed to be Kashyyyk. Anyway, I don't know what the hell's going on. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Again, thank you to all of you guys. I'm only doing this to you, damn James, because the show's over. You can come back next time. I put you in timeout because you said let's go Pacers. Okay, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you, and we'll see you guys on the flip side. Thanks to Winston and Coy. Bye.